How's it everyone? Today I'm here with my Ring of Honor 14th anniversary winner takes all pay-per-view review. Of course, this show took place tonight, ended not too long ago, and overall I gotta say, coming out of the show, it was definitely underwhelming. Not really too much to say about the show, to be perfectly honest, coming out of it. Nothing really noteworthy took place. We had a handful of good matches, good to great matches, but besides that, just a pretty underwhelming show. I was pretty disappointed. I expected this to be a really good show, and it just didn't deliver, in my opinion, to the hype. Just a lot of things. The crowd was dead too, so I didn't help at all. Some of the matches, just weren't really, I weren't really digging them, and I don't know, I didn't really enjoy it all that much, to be honest. And to be honest, when was the last time ROH had a great anniversary show anyways? The 9th anniversary show? Back in 2011? That's the last time I can recall I really enjoyed an anniversary show they had. But, pretty much, ever since then, every anniversary show has pretty much been like a good show. But nothing really too eventful happens on the anniversary show, so that's a shame. But just not a very eventful and not very newsworthy pay-per-view at all from Ring of Honor, which is a shame. But it's just the start of the year. They still have the rest of the year, so I'm not gonna let one show diminish the rest of the year. Of course, the pay-per-view started off with the triple threat match for the ROH World Television Championship: Ishii versus Roderick Strong versus Bobby Fish. Solid opener here. Roderick Strong and Ishii had had good interaction in this match. They were taking it pretty slow and lightly. It seemed like Bobby Fish was the odd person there. I know the match was really supposed to be Roddy versus Bobby, but Bobby Fish being this match kind of seemed like he just didn't belong there. He kind of was just there and nothing. He didn't really do much. Ishii and Roddy, like I said, had a good exchange in the match. But yeah, it was a solid opener, but nothing really too eventful. Big fuck up with the finish, not the finish, but Ishii gave Bobby Fish a power bomb and pinned him, and the referee counted too fast. So by the time the referee got to 3 count, Bobby Fish didn't kick out. So it was clearly a 3 count, but of course they played it off like, oh no, he kicked out, even though he clearly didn't kick out, which was just terrible, terrible, terrible. But Ishii retained with a brainbuster on to Roderick Strong for the 1-2-3 victory. So good opener, but nothing really anything really good that happened. Next we go on to BJ Whitmer versus Adam Page. Nothing eventful here at all. This is just a match that should have been saved for television, to be honest. This was not really that good. Adam Page, I like Adam Page, but just nothing happened in this match, and it was, it was hard to care for this at all. The crowd didn't even care for it the last couple minutes, and just, I don't know, it wasn't a good match. BJ Whitmer just sucks, and he needs to retire, in my opinion, because I've never cared to watch BJ Whitmer. Maybe his past stuff from years and years and years ago, but BJ Whitmer in this day and age, just no one cares to see him, and his in-ring work was not very good at all in this match either. Finish was terrible. BJ tried to hit a pile driver onto the apron, which was what broke BJ Whitmer's neck a few years ago. Page kind of out of it. Page actually did a pretty cool shooting star headbutt on the outside, which was pretty badass. From the apron to the outside of BJ Whitmer, that's pretty cool. So that's probably the only newsworthy spot in the match. But, a chair got brought in the ring, Adam Page tried to use it, referee pulled it away, and, BJ Whitmer hit a low blow, followed by inside cradle. Roll up for a 1-2-3 victory, and just a terrible finish to a not-so-good match, so whatever there. Then we go on to Dalton Castle versus Goto. This was a good match, I liked it. Goto looked pretty well, but Dalton Castle, really shined in this match, showed off his strength, showed off, his charisma. He looked really good in this match. Dalton Castle's a guy that I used to be very skeptical about. Didn't really like him all at first, but I absolutely love the guy now. And I thought he put on an excellent, showing here. The boys didn't really do much, which was disappointing because I always liked the interaction with the boys in the match because I think that just adds that much more to it. But it was a solid match, but just it was disappointing to see Dalton Castle take another loss here. Go to him get the victory, which kind of sucked, but it just, it was what it was. It was a good match. Dalton Castle looked great. Goto looked pretty good. Showed off some amateur wrestling. He looked, so it was a good match overall, but nothing really newsworthy coming out of it. From there we go to Alex Shelley versus Christopher Daniels. Brian Kendrick was on commentary for this match, which was good. The match itself was okay. I wasn't really, invested into this. Frankie Kazarian kept playing into a factor in the match at ringside. But just a decent match, and just, both guys, I don't know, like, this match 10 years ago was awesome, but now it's just like, I don't know, these guys should be wrestling the young guys, not each other, in my opinion, but it was decent. The big pop of the night was, well, yeah, the big pop of the night was when Chris Sabin, Christopher, same thing, came running down, and Frankie Kazarian trying to get involved. Sabin ended up giving Christopher Daniels a kick, which led to Alex Shelley, I think, rolling him up or something for the pinfall victory. So Alex Shelley wins. After the match, Shelley and Sabin fend off Kazarian and Daniels, which reuniting the Motor City Machine Guns. So I'm really excited for the Motor City Machine Guns to be back. One of my favorite tag teams. I'm not exactly sure when they split, 2010, 2011, 2012. I'm not exactly too sure when the official split came between the two, but it's been a long time coming. Very excited to see the Motor City Machine Guns back together. It should be one hell of a ride with these two back together because it's just been years in the making, and I'm really excited for that. So, but I'm disappointed though that we didn't get Chris Daniels, Chris Sabin versus Alex Shelley that I was hoping to get. But I guess the whole little feud between that's been going on was to reunite them, not to, face off against one another. So that was a big highlight of that match, was just the Motor City Machine Guns coming back. From there, I'm going to go to the Briscoes versus Tanahashi and Michael Elgin. Great match here, definitely by far match of the night to this point. Just great back and forth action from both teams. Mark Briscoe definitely looked awesome. Mark Briscoe is one crazy son of a bitch, and he shows off in each match he's in, and it's enjoyable because he takes all these crazy bumps and spots, and he looks absolutely great. Tanahashi, even though he was injured, I thought he did fairly well. He picked his spots greatly, and he looked good. And Michael Elgin, of course, looked great. Him and Tanahashi as a tag team is awesome. They really work well together, and hopefully they can get a tag team title run, whether it's the IWGP tag team titles or the ROH World Tag Team titles. Hopefully we can get a tag team title from those two in the future. But a very fun tag team match, very enjoyable. Both teams worked excellently, like I said. Doomsday Device was countered a few times by Tanahashi and Elgin. And just overall an excellent match. I really enjoyed it. And, of course, Tanahashi and Elgin had the victory when I believe Elgin hit a powerbomb on Mark Briscoe, followed by a high-fly flow by Tanahashi, which led to the pinfall victory. So, yeah, that was a fun match. Liked it. From there, I'm going to go to Okada versus Moose. This was good. I was slightly disappointed because I expected better. But timing did play a huge effect in the show as well, because a lot of these matches, either got too much time or didn't get that much time at all. So that was one of the problems of the show as well. But Okada and Moose was good. Battle of the drop kicks. Moose looked good in this match against Okada. Okada kind of at first didn't seem, wasn't Okada, but definitely towards the end of the match, definitely, started picking up, and him and Moose started working well together. Did some nice spots with Okada doing a body, crossbody, over the barricade on the Moose. That was good. Nice endings exchange too, when Moose trying to go for the spear and Okada countering it, and then Okada trying to hit the Rainmaker on Moose, but Moose kept getting out of it one way or another. Just ended up being a very solid match between the two of them. Okada got the victory with the Rainmaker on Moose, which I was kind of disappointed about. I know he's the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, but I thought it would have been cool for Moose to pin him and then do Okada versus Moose at one of the upcoming New Japan ROH shows. Global Wars or War of the Worlds, whatever, whichever show you want to do it at. I thought it would be cool to do the title match there between the two of them, but, it is what it is. Okada wins. Not going to complain about it. Good match from those two. And then we go to the match of the night, which was the Never Openweight 6-Man Tag Team Championship match. The Elite versus Kushida, Matt Sydal, and ACH. What a crazy 6-man tag team match here. This was absolutely insane. Spots galore. Just so much action in this match. You couldn't even keep track of what was happening because someone was doing something else. It was crazy. 6-man tag team matches on ROH pay-per-views never seem to fail. There always seem to be the match of the night, and it was no exception here because it was an incredible match. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks as a trio was just absolutely awesome. I think AJ Styles, the Young Bucks, was great, and I think Kenny Omega is a pretty much good replacement for AJ in this trio for those two, or for those three. So I think Omega and the Bucks are just, as trio, especially them as being the Never Openweight Tag Team Champions, it's just gonna be awesome. I'm looking forward to a lot of their matches in the future. Hopefully, they have more matches in ROH as 6-man or in 6-man tag team matches. But this is awesome. Kushida looked great. Matt Sydal, I don't know. Matt Sydal is great, but he doesn't really seem to impress me all that much as he should, in my opinion. At least in tag team matches, because I watched his match with Liger versus Dalton Castle and. Who did he team with? Whoever he teamed with on the first night of the Honor Rising shows for New Japan last week. And Matt Sydal just didn't do much at all, and he didn't really do much either in this match besides take a beating and He took 3 super kicks by all 3 of them, which pretty much killed him. But it was just an incredible match, incredible spots. Crash and burn, ACH looked good, Kushida looked good, everyone looked good pretty much. It was just an absolutely insane match, and definitely go your way to see this match out of anything on this card. Of course, the Elite got the victory with the Fatality 2.0, which was the Young Bucks Melter Driver, followed by Kenny Omega hitting the One Wing Angel on, was it Matt Sydal hit it on? I'm pretty sure it was him for the 1-2-3 victory. So the Elite win. Very happy about that. Great tag team match there, or 6-man tag team match there, I should say. And a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to a lot more 6-man tags with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega in the future. From there, I'm going to go to the no disqualification match for the ROH World Tag Team Championship, War Machine versus the All Night Express. It was decent, it just, I don't know, like, it was no DQ, and they tried to utilize stipulation, but it didn't really seem like it worked all that much. The crowd was dead for this match, Kenny, which one was it? Red Titus. Sorry if I'm not really into this video. I know I'm kind of just botching things and not really sounding all enthusiastic about it because, I'm not feeling the greatest. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, and the show wasn't all that great anyway, so those two combined don't really, recipe for a great video, so excuse me for that. But they kicked out of the Fall of Man, or I forgot what their finisher is called, Fall of Man, something Fall, and he kicked out, and it was a big deal because no one's ever kicked out of that move before, and no one cared. No one, gasped or anything for it. So the big, spot with, Red Titus kicking out of their finisher, no one cared for. So that was just terrible. But it was good. There were some good spots. Kenny King took a nice back bump through a table on the outside. They did some trash can spots, but of course the big spot was Kenny King getting thrown through the ladder on the outside, which looked very painful. And Kenny King was pretty much dead because even after the match, he was just laying there, not even moving at all. So that looked definitely very painful. But like I said, decent match. War Machine got the victory with the finisher again on Red Titus in the ring for the 1-2-3 victory. So it was a good match, or a decent match. It was alright. And then we go to the main event, which was the triple threat match for the ROH World Championship. Jay Lethal versus Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly. This was awesome. This is by far a great main event. It's a shame this match didn't get too much time. It was pretty short. It's about maybe 12 minutes, 13 minutes around there. So it's a shame this match got so little time because, all the other matches, were getting more time than this, which was disappointing. But it's still a great main event. All 3 of them played great factors. It wasn't your dueling, one-on-one match where some guy was throwing the outside. It seemed like all 3 guys were trying to get involved. Even like when some guy got knocked out of the ring, he'd come right back in the ring right away and try to get involved in the match. I thought that was great. The chemistry was there. The psychology was there. Kyle O'Reilly looked absolutely amazing. Great moment with him with a triangle choke on Jay Lethal, and he ended up putting he put a leg lock on Adam Cole. So he had 2 submissions locked in at the same time. Some great spots like, Cole trying to give Jay Lethal a fisherman suplex, and then Kyle O'Reilly comes from behind, gives him a German suplex. Just some nice moves where, the ring awareness was great too, because there was a moment in that time where Kyle O'Reilly had both submissions locked in. Jay Lethal was passed out, so the referee, lifted the hand and let it fall down. And on the third one, before Jay Lethal's hand hit the mat, Adam Cole puts his hand out and sends it to stop it, to make sure he does not lose the match. So I thought that was a great moment there with Cole stopping to make sure he did not lose the match. Little moments as well where, I think O'Reilly and Lethal were going at it, and then Cole I think he gave one of them a kick to the gut, or to the knee, or whatever it is a kick at, and then he gave the other person enziguri to say, they're staying in the row right there. I thought that was great. Great moment on the outside too, where Kyle O'Reilly, of course, does a spot where he puts him on the chair and does the diving foot stomp. He had both Cole and Lethal laying down, and then of course when O'Reilly jumped off, Lethal got out of the way and ended up being Cole. So I thought there was a lot of great spots and great psychology like that in the match, and I thought the ending was great too with Jay Lethal hitting the double lethal injection on both Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole, and then he ended up pinning Adam Cole for the 1-2-3 victory to retain the ROH World Championship, which was a great main event. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great match, and I just thought it was great overall, and I thought the show itself, like I said, was, underwhelming, and I thought it was still a decently good show, but just I felt like things were misplaced in terms of match placements. Like some things should have been placed other places. Some matches shouldn't even happen, to be honest. Just a lot of things I just could have been improved, or didn't need to happen on the show. And I don't know. Like I said, just big underwhelming show. Disappointing, you know, anniversary show. They should make these big, and, you know, for anniversary shows, they're very underwhelming, and I don't know. I didn't really enjoy the show all that much, but it is what it is, you know, what could he do? Like I said earlier, excuse me, this video didn't seem like the greatest. I wasn't the most enthusiastic. I wasn't, you know, on what I was saying, and just, I'm getting a little bit under the weather, and, you know, wasn't that good of a show anyway, so I'm not really all excited to talk about it, so I apologize for that. But yeah, that was my review, guys, for the ROH 14th Anniversary Show review. I hope you guys enjoyed the video for what it was, and until my next video, I'll see you guys then. Thank you guys for watching the video.